If you're thinking about buying a classic car, here's more than 550 reasons why you might want to think about a Studebaker and join the Studebaker Drivers Club. But wait, you may say, aren't Studebaker parts hard to get? Well, let's answer that question. With Phil Harris from Fairborn Studebaker. And Phil, are Studebaker parts hard to find?
Absolutely not.
And what kind of products do you offer at your company?
Well, I primarily concentrate on the mechanical parts, driveline, engine, and so forth. But I can get a lot of other stuff too, or have. So anything you need for Studebakers, give me a call. Tebow of Massachusetts. Dave, are Studebaker parts hard to get?
No, they're extremely easy. It's one of the easiest car manufacturers to buy parts for. Just about everything is readily available for them.
Now, what is it that you specialize in?
Anything mechanical for Studebaker, for high performance.
Hey, Ernie. Hey, this is Ernie Loga of Loga Enterprises. Let me ask you a question. Are Studebaker parts hard to get?
No. They're all over the place. Just got to know where to look.
Oh, well, where do you look in Wisconsin?
You're going to look in my backyard for one thing.
And what do you specialize in?
We make interior products for Studebakers. We make all the cardboard items, glove boxes, door panels, firewall liners, package shelves. We make headliners, we make trunk mats, carpet sets, car headliners, truck headliners. We have all the patterns from 1936 to 66.
Well, good.
And we go all the way up to the 1983 of all.
Turner of Turner Brake. Jim, are Studebaker parts hard to get these days?
I can get some Studebaker parts a lot easier than I get some General Motors parts, and I tell my suppliers at the shop that all the time. I say it's a lot easier to get Studebaker parts than it is some of these GM parts, and they kind of laugh, but it's true. They're very available, there's a lot of parts out there, and there's a lot of help out there too.
And Jim, I see that you specialize in upgrading brake systems for Studebakers.
I do. I make a disc brake kit for the Avantis and all Studes from 51 on up. I do disc brakes for the trucks, and also have dual master cylinders available for the under the floor cars.
I'm with Frank Van Doren. Frank, are Studebaker parts hard to get?
No. Contrary to what a lot of people's impressions are, they are not hard to get. There are a lot of Studebaker vendors selling stuff at reasonable prices. Once you come into the Studebaker family, you find those things out. You don't have to search the internet for hard to find parts, because a lot of this stuff is readily available. After how many years they haven't made Studebakers? 50 years? It's simply amazing what's still available. More so than in a lot of other brands, and some of those brands are still being made today. And as you all know, Studebakers haven't been made since 1963 in the U.S. and 66 in Canada.
Well, what kind of parts are you specializing in?
We specialize in new old stock, gently used, and reproduction parts.
I'm with Don Simmons of Silvertone Exhaust. Don, are Studebaker parts really that hard to find?
Not if you're at this swap meet. There's a real good selection, a terrific amount of stuff inside, an awful lot of stuff outside. A lot more sheet metal than I've seen at an awful lot of meets before. A terrific amount of mechanical stuff. lots of gauges, interior stuff. So if you have a Studebaker, you're going to be in real good shape. There are a number of swap meets every year. There's the swap meet at the national meet every year. There's a swap meet in May in South Bend here every year in May. There's one in Reidsville, Pennsylvania in November, one in York, Pennsylvania in March. So you have a real good bunch of swap meets in this area anyway that you can get parts from.
And if someone were to join the Studebaker Drivers Club and get the Turning Wheels magazine, there's vendors that advertise in that magazine, aren't there?
Yes, yes. Turning Wheels is a terrific source of vendors, but also technical information as well. So we have our technical advisory team that's listed in Turning Wheels. They're very, very highly recommended people. They're highly skilled. They've been at it a long time, and none of them will steer you wrong. So you're really in good hands. But Turning Wheels is actually the real secret to getting to know Studebaker people all over North America.
And if someone needed a upgrade their Studebaker to a stainless steel exhaust, I bet you they'd come see you.
I hope they do.
John Meyer of Meyer Studebaker Parts. John, are Studebaker parts hard to get?
In the last 30 years, I've probably only had to say no to maybe 10 people, and we send out an awful lot of parts. We have 24,000 square feet under roof full of Studebaker parts. And what we don't have, we usually have made.
And you have Avanti parts too, right?
Oh yes, we specialize in the Avanti. But normally we very, very seldom have to say no, and that's usually to people with 38, 39, or 40 cars. And there's other vendors that specialize and have those parts. So they really are not very hard to find.
Matthew Burnett of Starlight Stainless. Matt, are Studebaker parts really that hard to get?
No, Studebaker parts are quite easy to come by. There's a vendor network of probably a couple hundred guys, and almost anything you could think of, from NOS wheels and hubcaps to engine parts or stainless trim even. Most of it can be found NOS, new old stock. And what can't be found original new is being reproduced, and almost anything you want for a Studebaker can be bought.
Now, you specialize in stainless steel restoration,
yeah,
is that right?
My business is stainless steel trim. I straighten, repair, and polish, and make it look shiny and all that good stuff.
I'm with Ed Reynolds of Studebaker International. Ed, are Studebaker parts really that hard to get?
Studebaker parts aren't hard at all to find. People who come to our store can't believe the vast amount of parts that we have for Studebakers.
And how would they find Studebaker vendors?
Well, the best way to find Studebaker vendors is by belonging to the Studebaker Drivers Club.
And do they have a magazine or something?
They have a wonderful magazine that comes out monthly. Plus they have a STC website and with a forum where you can go on and ask technical questions or find out if you need a certain part, where it might be available.
Now, Studebaker International, do you specialize in just some specific parts, or do you have a broad selection?
We have the largest selection of Studebaker parts in the world. In addition to that, we have made literally over 1,000 parts, needed parts for Studebaker.
So there you have it. Studebaker parts are easy to find. And you should join the Studebaker Drivers Club and discover Studebakers, because Studebakers are great, and Studebaker people are the greatest.
Yeah!